As we get ready for 2023, so many of you have been asking me what is in store for a digital planning system that works with ePaper devices like the Boox, reMarkable, and SuperNote. Today, guys, I'm going to show you a personal, professional, and organizational planner that works across all those devices, helping you get organized to the best of your abilities. So stay with me. First and foremost, I am Brandon Bonhoeffer, the creator and founder of the Key2Success Planning System. I started building this planning system so I could make an impact on people that wanted to work on developing their personal and professional life. I wanted to help those entrepreneurs and those professionals that have multiple facets running in their organizations, being able to collectively manage everything that is in front of them. Over the last 5 years, we developed this planner to suit all of those people, and we're ready to have this planner suit you. Now, I shouldn't have to introduce myself and tell my story, but the analytics tell me that 95% of you have never met before. So that's my story, and I can get a lot more in depth with it as you continue to watch some of the videos. But if you find one thing in this video or any video, please do me a favor. Hit the like button so others can learn about it, and subscribe to our channel as we continue to cover the impacts of digital planning. Now, digital planning has been something that's been around for a number of years, but traditional planning, the paper and pen element of planning, has been something we've seen for over the last 40, 50, and beyond. Heck, even our great ancestors used pen and paper, rock and tablet to jot down their ideas and thoughts. And today we have the opportunity to use ePaper devices like the reMarkable, the SuperNote, the Onyx Boox, to be able to have a distraction-free device that works with us each and every day. Now, if you're someone that is looking, or you already have one of these ePaper devices, you can understand the importance of distraction-free planning. Being able to find a space where you can get into your note-taking skills, journal out ideas, and jot down those thoughts that you have without the bells and whistles and notifications of all your other apps. That is the power of digital planning with ePaper devices. And we've designed a planner that works just for that. And I'll tell you a little bit about that planner before we jump into the 4 editions. First and foremost, the planner comes in 2 different arrangements, landscape and portrait. It also comes with both Sunday and Monday start date. Now, our planner is available in English, and we do offer instructional materials so that you can easily import the planner into your reMarkable and be able to view those editorial notes across the other devices that you're using the reMarkable app. We also have a slew of training materials available on our website that you can learn about how to use the individual pages, the different templates that we've designed to maximize your productivity. Everything from professional development to setting goals, to writing out your vision, to analyzing and processing the decisions you need to make, to overview of your week so you can get the most impact each and every day as you accomplish those key 3 objectives. Our whole planning system is built on key 3 objectives where each and every day you strive to make the biggest impact out of the things that are in front of you. If you guys have any questions about the planning system, please do me a favor, jump in the comments and leave them. Myself or somebody in the community will happily answer. Or better yet, jump on our website, start a chat with a number of our friendly staff that is waiting to answer your questions so you can get ready for digital planning. And if you're looking at this for your team, inquire about our promotional discounts for different quantities. For those of you that are new to using a reMarkable system, we have a complete training video up here. But for those that are coming back or just a quick tutorial, if you click on this little button here, you have the ability to access your different pen tools, your thickness, your eraser, your select tool. You also have the ability to go down here and change the orientation to portrait or landscape. That way you have this navigation bar in the right orientation. One thing that is really powerful about using ePaper devices is a navigation system that you can utilize to move throughout the planner. Now, our planner is much like a book, and throughout this book we have hyperlinks that you can jump from one page to the next. When you get into our planner, the first page that you're going to see is the key page. think of this as your home page. From here, you can see we have individual hyperlinks to each of the months of the year. I can click on one of those hyperlinks and it'll take me to a month at a view page. From here, I have the ability to click on any one of these hyperlinks for the particular date. Clicking on a second here, I can get to my daily page. From here, I can navigate throughout the daily page, but I can also choose to utilize any of the hyperlinks to move throughout the month. So I can go ahead and click on the next day and it'll move to the next day. I can also swipe with the planner to move from one day to the next day. Across the top, we have access to the key page, our quarterly tools, our meeting pages, and our project pages. At any time, utilize the key page to get back to the home page of the planning system where you can access all the professional tools. Now, from one edition to the next edition, these tools may vary. Here we are looking at the executive planner, so some tools may not be available in the personal, professional, and business system. But here you can see access to our professional builder, vision board, annual keys, each of the quarterly tools that are available, as well as your boulders and strengths and impact sheets, the area of the planner where you can access your organization plans for your team, as well as your month at a view, your monthly planning, as well as budget, expense, and habit trackers that are available through you. One thing I'm really excited about this planner is in the last year, we made it so that you could make your own indexing system with our notes, projects, and goal pages, as well as meetings. Let me show you an example of that. So you can see here, it says notes and it has decision journal. I can go ahead and click on the one and it'll take me to a clean note page that I actually started doodling some notes earlier before. Now I can write in this page, I can go back to my key page, and I can see my decision journal is still here, but I have the ability then to go ahead and write out other ideas. So I could just say, coffee in church. And if I want to go ahead and click on that page, it'll take me to a clean page where then I can start writing notes about that particular topic. I find a lot of people that use our note pages as a way of indexing their ideas and thoughts throughout the system. On the personal and professional planner, you have the option of accessing your projects and meetings from this landing pages. On the business and executive, we gave you a whole nother set of pages where you have now over 70 meeting pages and 45 additional note pages, as well as 40 project pages to work with. So from this key page, you can get into the planner and get to any element of the planner within a matter of 1 to 2 clicks. There's 4 additions to our planning system: personal, professional, business, and executive. Each one of those have different tools to help you reach different objectives in your life. Today, we're going to show you each one of those additions and what comes in each suite. Each one of these additions, you get a Sunday start and a Monday start, landscape and portrait addition to our planning system. This gives you the flexibility to use the version that best fits your needs on the devices that you choose to use. All right, so let's go into the meat and the potatoes of the planning system, and I'll show you guys from the key page how you can access each one of the pages from this key page through each of the different editions. So the first one that we're going to start out is the personal planner. These are all the different templates that are in the personal planner. One of the first pages that everyone always asks me about is, what does the daily spread look like? This is the daily page. The daily page consists of the planning board, a focus area where you can determine what your focus, your role, and your energy is for the day. What is your daily key 3? As you learn more about our system, you're going to learn about the daily key 3. These are the things that matter most in your planning session, and we'll talk about that in tons of training videos as you guys move through the Key to Success system. We have an area where you have to-dos, where you can not only put the priority, mark the delegation of where they're at as far as status, but also be able to help organize if it's a work, if it's a family, if it's something you're going to do when you're traveling, or going to do something during a meeting. Here you have your normal scheduling, which falls just below your morning pre-flight routine and pre-launch activities in the evening. These are the things that are going to help you organize your routine and processes, which is something you'll learn about as we move forward. To the right of that, you have an area for taking notes. Now you can also type in this planner. So if you're someone that's using a desktop and you want to be able to type in the planner, you can easily do that. And areas for you to indicate your opportunities and what is on your plate for tomorrow. The next thing everybody asks me is, what's my monthly view page look like? This is the monthly view. Again, we have Monday start. We also have a Sunday start, which you can see that looks like this. And when you're using the system, you can go ahead and take notations. One thing that some people always ask me is, what happens if I have a note that I want to be able to copy and paste from one page to the next? Well, if I go into here, Lasso, and I go ahead and copy those pages there, hit copy. Maybe I gotta jump over to the next page because I wasn't able to complete those. And I can just go ahead and paste those, and I can put those daily tasks right there. So that's one of the big advantages of digital planning, is being able to not only copy and paste your notes, but you can also search for your notes, which is pretty cool, and you will see that in some of our videos as well. We have an entire video that you can find in the descriptions, or click on the link right here. The ideal week we introduced in 2022, the ideal week was really developed for those that were facing some type of seasonal change. How often do we look at a seasonal change in our life? Well, that differs for each and every one of us. For me, a lot of times seasonal change is the seasons of the year. It's my kids in school, out of school. It sometimes happens to do with some of the other priorities in my life, if it be spiritual or housework. But seasonal change takes place. There's seasons in our business. There's just seasons all around us. And by establishing an ideal week as we embark on those seasons, it helps us gain traction and strength, and also helps us have encouragement. Have you ever found yourself just like looking at your week and saying, oh my gosh, I can't find any traction for having any stability? Well, a lot of that is because we went through a season of change and we didn't take the time to harness it back in. We know when these changes and these seasons take place, and if we get into the ideal week, we can look at updating what our focus and where our attention should be in this next season. What is the vision for this season? Where are we going to put the energy? And then how does it affect our morning pre-flight or our routines each and every day? And where is our focus or attention going to be? What is the balance in our time investment? And then ultimately start to write out what the ideal week looks like for you. By using the ideal week, it'll help you give you framework so that you can find more productivity and traction each and every week as you move forward in your daily and weekly planning. The weekly planning page is a review page that I encourage everyone to spend 15 minutes to a half hour on every single week before they start to actually do their planning schedule for the upcoming week. This page here is about reflecting on your accomplishments in the previous week, determining what unfinished business or rolling projects or tasks are going to roll into the next week. Be honest with yourself. What took you off focus? What took you away from being able to achieve the things that you wanted to achieve in the previous week? What is your self-improvement? Are you doing things to help grow who you are? And are you making the commitment? And by writing those down each and every week, what your focus and goals are, it helps you establish better routine so that you can help achieve them. Sometimes I write the same thing over and over. Sometimes I find myself skipping it because I found traction on it, only maybe a few weeks later having to come back to it. But it's healthy for me to recognize what it is that I want to achieve and where I need to put additional energy so that I can focus on the things that matter most in the coming week. Where is our opportunities? What connections lie in front of us? The planning board to me is like that giant whiteboard that you have in front of you. Maybe it's Post-it notes for some of us, stacks of paper of different to-dos. But this is the area where you jot it all down. You can do bullet points, you can do wireframing, but write down everything that you have on your mind. Get it all out on paper so you can see it in front of you. And then from there, start to structure. What is the things that matter most that you have to do now? What are things that are critical to your success but can be scheduled or prioritized? What is not so critical? Is there anything that you can reduce from your schedule this week or maybe delegate? Is there areas that you have opportunity to schedule some of these things out or package things together so they make better use of your time? And ultimately, what is the focus and your goals and your emphasis for what matters most this week? And what are things that you need to think about in the coming week that might take a little bit of energy and motivation for you to process as you move forward? Ultimately speaking, this is the digest of the things that matter most, the things that you need to plan out first, and the big tasks that you have in front of you that you need to schedule in your week. From here, as you jump into the week, you can start to do that scheduling throughout the week and know where your key 3 are. And all of that is covered in an in-depth training session. So if you want to learn more about the power of using that weekly planning, I encourage you to check out that on our training page. The monthly review pages are pretty simple. They kind of tell you real quick, what is the month look like? You can write on them, you can copy and paste things here. There's some important dates, and all of these pages are hyperlinked, but it's a great at a view, at a glance look at the month in front of us. The quarterly pages we've had for a number of years, and these are in all of our planning systems. These are the pages that help you look at each quarter. I'm a big fan of the 12-week year. We know every year when we start January, we're motivated to grow and to achieve. And as the year progresses, sometimes we lose traction on that growth. Well, looking at quarter by quarter planning, it gives us the opportunity to hit the reset button 4 times a year so that we can refocus, retweak, and reimagine what this year can look like. Start by delegating and designing what that next 13 weeks looks like in the 12-week year. What is the motivation? Where's our focus, our forward momentum, and what routines are we going to continue to have focus on? What influencers and connections are important, and what is the timeline for the different projects and things that we're going to take on? And what is the key spaces that we're going to find our annual growth? Where is our reach and personal development activities really taking place? The second page of the quarterly keys is about progress and reflection. Where was our accomplishment? What areas were we not able to finish? What challenges did we face in this quarter? And what were some of the key results? And what doors are we looking to close? Now, we talk about this a lot in the training section of this quarterly planning page, but closed doors is the area where I feel like we put it back on the shelf, allow for the things around us to develop so we can take that idea, that goal, back down when we're ready to embark on it with better things and better technologies and better organization space around us to help us achieve that. The progress report is a quick area where we can basically write out what our reflection is on the challenges and influences and how the quarter went before we start to plan the next quarter. When I look at it, each quarter, I look at 12 weeks for activity, 1 week for planning, and that brings us to our 13 weeks every single quarter. The vision board is one of the first pages that we developed to help people get an idea for what it is that they wanted to achieve in the coming year. What is your goals? What does your life look like? Where are you to go? What do you have planned for your career, your family, yourself, your education, your growth? What does it look like? And then when you sum all that up, what is your visionary statement for the year? And then as you look at the individual months that play out, when can you implement some action on your vision? And why this is also very important is you look at the vision board, I tell people you want to write down life moments. If you have vacations, milestones that are taking place, you want to be able to plug those in there, because as you look at these months, you're going to want to also put in any milestones or any things you already have delegated or planned for the upcoming year. Because when you look at where you already have commitments made, it gives you a better opportunity to understand where you can take action on the visionary plans you have for yourself. The annual keys page was built around 4 key areas of our life: our self, our career, our community, and our relationship. The brainstorming section helps us to think and digest where we want to see growth and opportunity in those corners of our life. And then from there, help outline the goals and motivation that we have in those cornerstone areas of our life. The bucket list is a new page in 2023. What we want to do is make the year exciting. We all have excitement when it comes around to the new year every year. And what this bucket list helps us do is helps us understand, well, where is it? What do we want to try? Where do we want to travel to? Is there books that we want to read? Is there things we want to learn, create, build? What do we want to achieve? How do we want to grow? What is it that we want to listen to? Do we have changes for fitness? What do we want to find, and how do we want to lead in this coming year? And this page kind of gives us the opportunities to brainstorm those ideas, get creative with it, get fun with it, and then go ahead and start actually planning out what things we want to achieve on, how we might go about them, and what spaces are we going to find the best results doing them. When we develop the goal pages, each one of the goal pages consists of having a space where you indicate which corner that you're focusing this goal on. What is the summary of that goal? What is your motivation for that goal? A space for you to brainstorm what you need to do to achieve that goal, and then the spot for you to write out an actual action plan for the steps that you need to take to reach your success. And ultimately, what is the reward for you reaching your success with this goal? And that was a look at our personal planner. As we move forward into the professional planner, you gain additional tools that help you organize your professional life. And those tools are going to work on this system, as well as all the templates that you saw from the personal are in this same system as well. The habit tracker is one tool that I was really excited to be able to bring to everyone in 2022. The habit tracker was a tool that we use to help people gain ownership of their habits and help develop not only good habits, but break the habits that are not healthy for our growth. But I didn't want just something where you made a checkbox. I wanted to be something that you could have the opportunity to understand what challenges you face through the process or what opportunities presented themselves. First and foremost, you start with the ability for you to develop your habits. What are the habits you're looking to break? What is your goal with those habits? And what routines are you going to implement to help you achieve those goals that you have in mind for yourself? And then from here is a space for you to be able to track throughout the entire month each one of the habits. Were you able to complete it and the number of times you were able to complete the habit each and every day as you choose to move through the month? But like I said, the challenges and opportunities section was one that gave me a lot of encouragement. One of my goals was to run 3 miles each and every day, and as I moved through the month, sometimes I found myself presented with some challenges, either it be family or friends that were visiting, vacations or trips that we went on. Through using this habit tracker, I've been able to look at my challenges and build better routines to face those head on and be able to encourage myself to take greater ownership of those opportunities. The meeting pages that we introduced into our planning system are really designed not only to help you be able to attend a meeting and take better notes, but for you to be in attendance in the meeting and for you to have the power and will to get the most from it. It starts by writing on your agenda, indicating who the attendees are, and then an area to sketch. This here is so important to meeting planning. When you look at this agenda, what does it mean for you in your role? What are the questions that you have to answer? What are some of the questions that you may be asked that you have to have answers to? Being able to use the sketchboard to give you a better sense of how that meeting looks is going to give you a better framework and make you better prepared to be in attendance. From here, you can write down any additional tasks that came your way, updates on projects, a space for notes, and then an area that I find that is really important is when the meeting is finished, what was accomplished? How could you improve it? What will make the difference? And were you on track? Ultimately, what are your action steps and follow-up in the meeting? Now, a lot of people ask me, well, can I add additional pages? And absolutely, you can add additional pages to the meetings pages, and we have that in the video linked in the description on how to do so. The project page we redesigned for 2023 after getting a lot of great feedback. Again, we had an area that we kept, which is a sketchboard, a place where you can take notes, wireframe, doodle, make notes, and basically be able to collaborate on what is taking place in the project in the current state. What is the overall theme and planning of the project? What are current notes that you want to discuss? And where are we at with the timeline and objectives? If you have different objectives that are taking place throughout the project, what are they and how do they overlap? And what is the timeline of those projects? From there, we have tasks and assignments, who are they assigned to, the due dates and objectives, and then next steps in the projects. What I find with this project page through the redevelopment of it is we're able to look at it more as an activity board and not just a summary of what's taking place. The budgeting page has been with us for 2 years now. This is a space where you can actually dig in and look at your budget at a micro level. What is the vision for your budget in this month? What is your budget plans? What is your goals for this month? And then an area where you can write out your accounts, savings, checking, cash, credit cards, loans, and then look at your income versus your expenses as well as your daily expenses so you can determine a budget, an actual cost, and a difference that'll help you govern each and every single month as you move forward. This is a page where I find a lot of times what I do is I write the budget out, I use that Lasso tool to copy out the budget, and then I go into each respective month and paste in that budget, and then all I have to do is go back through and write in the actuals for each month as I progress through the year. The business series introduces the professional builder, and the tools there help you build that framework along your journey throughout the coming year. Now, all the tools in the professional and personal planner are in this planning system as well. Right here, we're looking at the professional builder. Now, when I built the professional builder, the goal with this was to have a one-page business plan that help you not only give you a framework for your goals and activities over the next few years, but be able to have a one-page business plan. I had a mentor once tell me that if you can develop a business plan, that will give you some insight on your ability to find career success. I've done many business plans over the years, and I've learned that as I go through the process of writing them, I learned something about myself, my business, my role, and the things that I need to do to find success. But they're hard, they're challenging, and sometimes we lose stride before we have an opportunity to complete them. So I wanted to have a one-page plan that would give each and every one of us the opportunity, who has never had the opportunity to build a business plan, being able to do that with a professional builder. We start by focusing on what is our vision. We indicate what is the challenges that we're currently facing. What is some of the key resources that we have to us? Now, the reason why that is so important, you did not get to where you are today because you didn't have any resources. Everyone has talents, and by utilizing those strengths, you will find success. We just need to find out how we take those strengths and plug them in to your daily life so that you can reach the vision you have for yourself. Next, we talk about our key values. These are the fundamental core beliefs that we have for ourselves and our organization. Key vitals are the measurements and the procedures that we have to ensure that there is some type of measurement and accountability in our own goals as well as our organization. And ultimately, what is our 10-year target? If we continue to go down this road, what does it mean for us in the next 10 years? And through it all, what is our absolutes? Absolutes are so important because by having a strong absolute, you know when you need to make right turns and adjustments to your path. Because if you're not hitting the mark, you need to make an adjustment. And this here helps you determine what that mark should be. From here, we talk about what is our accountable actions, what is your role, and what is your accountability in your own success. What patterns and processes can you build into your daily and weekly planning that are going to help you achieve this vision? And from there, what is the most important goals we have in the first 3 years of our journey? And lastly, and most importantly, is the organizational impact. So many people, as they begin to grow, they start to see success. And what happens, they start to plateau. Well, that plateau occurs because we haven't understand what adaptations we need to make as an organization. If you wanted to grow by 12%, but then think about how that 12% growth impacted your order department, your fulfillment department, the widget processing department, your creative team, it's going to have some type of toll on your continued growth. And by able to indicate what that organizational impact is and determine what reaction and what triggers will be made to make some type of organizational adaptation is going to be so important to you. And it's so fun to talk to people about your vision and the goals that you have from it, and by achieving those goals, how you can start to build change in the organization. Nobody likes change, but when they see the success of the organization and the change that surrounds it, everyone is more willing to move together. As we worked on the professional builder this last year, so many people asked us for more process improvement pages that helps us move through that professional builder, and we did that. The yearly progress page is the progress page we added new in 2023. This page is really designed for people that are in the business or executive level. What it does, it helps us understand our goals that we have for each quarter, the boulders, and where we're at with those activities. What is the progress? What is our accountability, and how are we making process improvements in our routine? And where are we at with our vitals, goals versus results, and what is the next step? It's a great dashboard that we've added in those series to help people get a quick look at where the direction of the organization is going from where they started with in the beginning of the year. First one that we built was the Boulder Breakdown. It's an area where you now can help indicate what is the challenge, how is it impacting our organization, ourselves, what previous attempts are made to try to move past that challenge, what is the long-term risk by not addressing that boulder, whom does it concern, who are the parties that it matters to, and whom does it affect. From there is a note section for discussions to help you understand from the beginning to where you're at now, so that you move into a planning board, you're better prepared to start to plan out what it looks like and feels like to overcome that boulder. What is your role in that plan? What are the action steps and who's involved in them? And what does it mean for your success? And then from there, where does your organization, yourself, turn to? What is the next steps in your plan? In addition to the Boulder Breakdown, we wanted to be able to add a page that helped you look at those strengths, determine those talents that you had, and how you enrolled those into accountable actions. Also, we wanted to know, was there organizational strengths versus staffing strengths that made your organization unique? And how does these strengths change the expectations in the results? And what strengths can you use to overcome some of the boulders that you're facing? We added in what our focus, forward, and routine planning segments are to this system, as well as an action plan, an area for notes, and what is your role as the organization leader in finding and utilizing your strengths. I talk to so many businesses about their success, and one of the things that really excites me is to talk about what adaptations they're instituting in their organizations. As we grow and start to achieve success, we have to take additional action, and this helps you do that. What is the impact of your success? Let's identify it. How is it impacting your organization? Who does it concern, and who does it affect? Let's talk about the planning and the next steps through it, and then what is the adaptation for our organization, and what triggers us to move forward on those adaptation. An area for creating an outline and writing out your notes, and a place for you to identify your responsibility and summary in the organizational process of improvement. The expense tracker is a tool that we use to help you capture receipts, indicate what those receipts were, if they were tied to a job or a billable item, if there's something that you needed to remit, and then being able for you to track if they were approved or reimbursed or whatever notation you want. In here, there's also a master list that allows you to write out each of the expense logs for the entire month, and this gives you a good look or a good view on where you're at when it comes to your expense tracking. Now that we look at the executive edition, you're going to see all the tools from the previous editions come to life. When we designed the executive edition, I wanted it to be something that you, as that leader, would not only be able to take the framework of your business and interject those into your daily routines, but I wanted you to be able to pull together a team and help raise the individuals that you work alongside and get them involved. We added a team builder in here that helps you organize your team, be able to sit down with the members of your team, help determine and structure what their goals are and what their role and routines are in your organizational success. This here is designed for the executive that's looking to reach beyond themselves and grow an organization, institution to new levels that you haven't been able to reach before. In the executive planner, we added our organizational chart. This is the first page and template used to help you grow out your team. Starts by organizing what your organization looks like, what staffing boulders you have, what staffing strengths exist in your organization, what are the impacts of your staffing on the organization. Is there any missing seats that you have identified? What areas of your business are growing? Maybe your marketing department is growing and you need to have more staff or more flexibility there. Dividing roles. Is there areas of your organization where one employee is taking on two different roles and you need to work to grow that space? And lastly, what is new positions that you want to grow and start to develop and expand on in your organization? And a space for you to write out that plan for how it will be signaled throughout the year in front of you. The individual builder page is one that I'm most excited to show people in this year. It is a page that I feel is going to be so important for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a manager, as someone that's not only growing yourself, but needing the growth of the people around you to help find your success for your team and organization. It starts by identifying who that employee, who that individual is. What is their career vision? What is it that they want to see from what that is that they're doing? What is their absolutes? When I have a conversation with someone about what their real absolute goals are or necessities from this job, it gives me the opportunity to help me understand if they're in the right space doing the right things. What boulders do they face? What resources do they have in front of us? What do they value? What is their fundamental beliefs? And how do we measure their success and productivity? By identifying this with employees, each employee knows how you measure them, you will find that the things that need to get done are getting done first. From here, we move over to establishing what is the goals for them in their role over the next 3 years. By having some type of growth plan, you're going to find staff more motivated, and they can also start to see how they work into the individual pieces and components of the organization's plan. What is their accountable actions, and what routines will they be developing on, and what key objectives will they be taking on, and what is the progress as we move forward. When you look at this individual team builder, you can jump back to the team page, and you'll also see under each team member, we added a boulder and a strength page, so you can help identify the boulder that matters most, or the current focus that you have for them at this time, as well as you have the ability to help grow and identify a strength that you want to utilize in the organization. Guys, gals, as you looked at this planning system, I hope there is an addition that you feel is going to help be able to build the framework around your success. If you have any questions at all, go ahead, hit the comments. I'm sure myself or someone in the organization will be able to happily help you. And if you want to, jump on our website and go ahead and start a chat with us. Our team is available to help answer those little questions. And if you're someone that's looking at this not only for yourself, but you're looking at this for your whole team, go ahead, give us a call. We're happy to help work you through that process. If you haven't already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Follow us as we continue to unpack different training modules, new things that are exciting to the industry, as well as show you gear and tech. With that being said, from this video, guys, I encourage you to jump over, check out our training. There is a slew of it that we've been able to produce over the year. We're always updating that library. It's a great space to find the newest and latest tips and tricks. And last plug, go ahead, check out our podcast. It is something where you get to meet me on a personal level. We also talk about some of the inspiring stories and different things that have come to light over the last few years as we continue to build out this system. It has been one of my true blessings in life to be able to just share this with you. I mean, it's been meaningful to me. It's been meaningful for my team and our organizations, and I hope it has the same meanings for you. And God willing, I'll see each and every one of you guys in the next video.